Set my heart on
If you are a new or returning member of HOSA, please attend the informational meeting on October 20th through Zoom. Join the Schoology group for the link.
What's up, Wildcats? Next week is College Week. Make sure you wear all your college gear and check out some of the colleges that are going to be here at the high school.
When we think of Novi, often images of the 12 Oaks Mall, our #1 ranked schools, and a family-oriented city arise. But no one thinks of an alleged international spy in a Russian prison. I'm standing here at the Portsmouth apartment complex, just about a 10-minute drive north of the high school. Now, as you can see behind me, this may look like any other apartment complex in Novi, but this apartment complex here used to belong to Paul Whelan, a 52-year-old Novi resident currently serving a 16-year sentence in a Russian work camp on counts of espionage. But the question is, how did Paul Whelan become accused of spying for the U.S. government?
Sure. Paul went to Russia at the end of 2018 to help a friend, a fellow Marine, who was getting married to a Russian woman. He had a friend from Russia that he went and met, and that friend then later came by and entrapped him, and the Federal Security Service, the FSB, arrested him, detained him, and he's been held hostage in Russia ever since.
But what do Novi students and staff know about this case?
To be honest, I do not know too much about Paul Whelan. I know he was is a Novi resident, but he is currently in Russia and being held for charges of espionage, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that he has espionage charges against him in Russia, and he is in I think it was a Russian prison camp for 16 years. Other than that, I don't really know much. I know that he was a spy.
I know that he has a military background, but I'm not sure that qualifies you as a spy. I do think that it would probably help Russia to call him a spy, but that doesn't necessarily mean he is one.
I've seen the Russian news and I've seen the American news, and they're saying different things, so I just, to be honest, I don't really know.
I feel like he should probably come back to Novi, and Russia should probably stop holding him prisoner. They should also probably stop invading Ukraine and a bunch of other things they're doing wrong. But
yesterday or a couple of days ago, there were clemency granted to a couple of Venezuelan drug smugglers in return for wrongfully detained Americans in Venezuela. Does that give you hope in terms of future talks with the Russian government and the U.S.?
But no, each of these cases is on their own. Even Paul's case and Brittany Griner's case, even though they're both in Russia, they may get resolved separately. There is no consistency amongst all of the cases, or really, I wouldn't say we don't have any hope, but we don't have hope just because someone else has been released. It still requires the Russian government to take a step, and they may or may not do it. Yeah, I mean, we wait and hope that they accept the offer that the U.S. government has made. I'm grateful, actually, that you reached out to me. It's an important issue. It's a growing issue. We used to be worried, I think, the American government, about hostages being taken by terrorist groups, and now the terrorism is being done by nation states. And so I think the more students are aware that this is an issue when you're traveling abroad, that you are essentially putting your freedom at risk when you go to a country that pretends to have a rule of law and doesn't.
For those interested on the topic of arbitrary detainment, there is the James Foley Foundation, which raises money for those wrongfully detained.
Now, the U.S. has publicly offered a prisoner swap with Russia, despite tensions being so high with the conflict in Ukraine. But as of now, the Russian government has yet to send Paul Whelan back home, and we just hope and wait for his return to Novi. For Cat's Eye News, I'm Sky Wakey.
With advisories changing from Fridays to Thursdays, we wanted to figure out why this change was made.
Well, when we first decided to do it, we did it Monday, Friday to kind of do check-ins with students. But after a year, after talking to teachers as well as students, we thought the best idea was to go to Monday, Thursday, because it was back-to-back class periods with the Monday, Friday. And so just to spread it out a little bit more and hoping that it would be used more wisely by everyone. So we did some surveys throughout the year with students as well as staff and administration, and just collecting all that data. We felt as an administrative team, with input from the staff, that we would switch to the Monday, Thursday. Yeah, so far I think it's off to a pretty good start. The goal is to have the lessons on Mondays, and then for students to use the Thursdays for getting help with classes and traveling to different teachers. So far I think we're off to a great start.
I like it so I can get my work done before Friday usually, because I usually push things off, so I have a free Friday. I just get all my work done that I haven't turned in, and if I have everything turned in, I usually just sleep. Yeah, they do every day.